Want to do a video today talking about another one of the things that we have on the truck that we absolutely love, and some of y'all may be interested in getting, and it is a satellite TV receiver and dish. Now, a lot of trucks will come with just a regular TV antenna, and those work fine a lot of times when you're in or near big cities. But what we found is when you're not really in a big city, you're kind of out in the outskirts, or some of these deliveries and pickups we do are kind of not near a major city. You don't really pick up a lot of channels, or the channels that you do pick up aren't really ones that you want to watch. So we have a satellite TV dish, and I'm going to show you what we have and kind of talk about. We went through a couple different kinds before we found one that we really like and haven't had any problem with. So I'm going to kind of show you that and talk to you a little bit about that today. So before I talk about what we have and what we have tried in the past, I'm going to get this started because it has to do a scan to get the channels going. So basically what I've done, I've just moved the TV. It's on a bracket here, and I've moved it out, and we leave our satellite unplugged, because if you don't and you're moving, it's going to be always searching for the satellite, because the dish that we have, it's not in motion. There's ones that are just for stationary use and ones that are in motion. The one that we have is not an in-motion satellite, so that's why we don't leave it plugged up. So we keep our receiver up here in this cabinet, and I'll insert a picture of that as well as a picture of our satellite dish. But I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, and we're gonna get the TV turned on, and this will take just a minute, and it'll come up, and then once this comes up, it'll tell me the receiver's not on, and we'll have to turn that on. Now, the satellite dish that we have, it is called a Winegard Pathway X1, and I'll insert a picture of what that looks like. Now,
the cheapest place we found to get that is Camping World.
Yeah, Camping World. You can search around. There's a couple different camping stores. Now, here it comes up, and we have Dish TV. Now, this is just saying that we need to review and whatever, it's not on. So I'm going to turn this on. Whenever you turn this on, you have to search in the state that you're in. So wherever you may be, that's where you're going to want to search. So we're in Indiana right now. And what I'm going to do, if you look, it has the different A through F and so forth down the alphabet. And what you're going to do is you're going to find, we'll go to G through L, and then we're in Indiana. If I was in Iowa, I would go down Kansas, Kentucky, it has every state on here. So we're in Indiana. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to select scan. So when I do that, it's going to start scanning to find the satellites for the Dish TV network. So as that's scanning, I want to kind of talk about a few things. Like I said, we have the Winegard Pathway X1. Now, the satellite dish that we have only works for Dish TV. There's a couple different options you can get on it. What we found and what we did is we got a bundle. So it comes with your satellite dish and the receiver, and of course your remote control for the receiver. Now, you can buy just the satellite dish alone, but if you do that, you're still going to have to purchase the receiver separately. Like Jason said, probably the cheapest place we found it at is Camping World. There are a couple other different camping places you can get. And we actually, when we purchased ours, we actually purchased it from a place that it was like a truck repair place, and they also sell accessories. So that's where we had ended up purchasing ours. But you can go online. A lot of the truck stops sell them. I know we've seen them at Petro, some TAs, I think some Loves have them, but they're about $100 more expensive than getting it like through Camping World. So it's already found our satellites here, and it's just acquiring the satellite signal now, and that usually takes a few minutes as well. So if you have points at the truck stops, you know, a lot of points, like we always let our points build up and we have a lot, you know, you may want to use it for something like that. But again, I wouldn't want to spend the extra $100 to get it from a truck stop. I would definitely search around online and at camping stores if you're really interested in doing that. Now, there are a couple different options for satellite TV. What we tried before we did this particular satellite dish, we had one, it was called a View Cube. Another name for it is a tailgater. Now, a lot of people have those, and I see them a lot on 18-wheelers, and I'll insert a picture of what they look like. I'm sure you've all seen them, but it's a little bit bigger cube than what the dishes we have now. And I'm gonna tell you, we went through 2 of those dishes and had problems with them. The first one we had probably, I'm gonna say 3 to 6 months, and it just stopped working. We had bought the mount that they actually sell for it to mount it to the truck. We had it in the truck before we had this one. And one day it just stopped working. It just would keep searching and searching, wouldn't find the satellite signal. So we ended up sending it in because of course we hadn't even had it a year. Sent it in to the manufacturer, and it's the same manufacturer that manufactures the View Cube and the tailgater, but sent it in for warranty, and they actually sent it back saying it wasn't a warranty item, that they're not meant to be mounted on a truck. So, which is kind of silly because they sell mounting brackets for them. And so long story short, they didn't end up fixing it for us. So we ended up purchasing a tailgater, which is basically the exact same thing. So we thought, okay, you know, maybe it was our fault, fine, we'll chalk it up, we'll go ahead and buy another one. And they're not cheap, you know, they're anywhere from $300 to $500 depending on what you get. So we bit the bullet and bought another one. Hadn't had that very long either, and it crapped out too. So we found this one that we have now, which, like I said, it's the Winegard Pathway X1. We have had this, oh gosh, what, probably over a year now.
Not any problems.
Not any problem with it at all. It always finds a satellite signal. Now, one of the major differences between the View Cube tailgater and the Winegard one that we have now, the dish we have now only works for dish TV. The View Cube and the tailgater, you can do either direct TV or dish TV. So you have that option.
Just a View Cube. The tailgater was meant just for dish.
Oh, it doesn't have the...
No, it doesn't. But
okay,
the View Cube
the View Cube, I think that's why we originally got that, because we weren't sure which one we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, now DirecTV, you have to sign a contract with them. And some of you may have DirecTV at home now, where you could just add that to your plan or your bill. We don't have satellite TV at home, so it wasn't an issue for us. That was one of the main reasons we didn't go with DirecTV. And another thing is with DirecTV, with that View Cube or the mobile satellite dishes, they don't offer the HD channel, so you couldn't even get HD. It was just going to be regular
standard
definition. So that's why we didn't go with it. But again, you know, you may have DirecTV and want to go with that, but we were very unhappy with those. You know, other people may have some better luck with them, I don't know. I just, you know, we went through 2 of them, and to me, you know, for the kind of money we spent on those, that just really sucked. So I'm sorry, and I'm looking down. I always have some notes here because I wanted to mention a few things I didn't want to forget about. So again, the Winegard Pathway X1 is the one we have. Now, there's a few different ways you can use that dish. You can mount it. They do sell a mounting bracket. You can mount it. We have ours mounted to the top of our sleeper, and I'll insert a picture of what that looks like. But you can also keep it unmounted. Now, the dish itself it's pretty big, so
12 inches.
12 inches tall, and it's round. And again, I'll show you a picture, but you can just keep it in your truck and put it out whenever you're ready to use it. You don't have to mount it to your truck. We just found it's easier to have it mounted. We don't have to deal with putting it in and out anytime we stop, and it does take up a lot of space, you know. So there are a couple of our friends that were in a Cascadia with a Bolt sleeper that actually had the view cube, and it was actually, there was enough room that they had it up in this cabinet here. There's not enough room in this sleeper to do that. And a lot of the trucks I've seen that are coming with satellite dishes are kind of like the one that we have. They're more of a dome shape satellite dish. So the trick, I'm sorry, I'm going to mute this. So it found our channels. I'm just going to mute that so that's not very loud. But
there are a couple places you can get them mounted at if you don't feel comfortable mounting it yourself. Camping World would probably do that for you. Another place that would be Bolt Custom Sleeper. If you have a Bolt truck or a Bolt sleeper on your truck, if you're ever in Fort Wayne, Indiana, you could stop by there. I'm sure they can mount it for a fairly price.
Yeah, because you definitely want to make sure, you know, if you're mounting it yourself, you know, you want to make sure that you're going to weatherproof that. You don't want anything leaking into your sleeper or truck or anything like that. So if you don't feel that you can do that or feel comfortable, definitely have somebody mount that for you if you're wanting it mounted, so it can be done right. One of the things that we really enjoy about having the satellite TV is we can actually get pay-per-view movies on this. So we can call up or actually I think Jason doesn't call, he goes online. He can go online to the Dish website, and if there's a particular pay-per-view movie we want to see, he can just order it right online and we can get it right on the TV. So that's really a great thing. It took us a while before we even got the other satellites. I think we didn't even get satellite TV till almost we were in the truck a year before we did it, and gosh, it was something that we wish we would have got so much sooner, because you know, when you have the downtime that you have, it's nice to be able to watch TV in your truck. So just a couple things we wanted to talk to you about on the different options of satellites. And like I had said, you know, a lot of the newer trucks, I know a couple of our friends had gotten into some newer trucks and they already had the satellite dishes on them. Now, I don't know if that's something that's standard on those trucks or if that's something the owner they drove for actually just had them put on there for them. But if you don't have a truck with a satellite dish, it's really something that's great to look into. Another thing I wanted to mention about this particular dish that we have with the Dish TV, it's actually meant for RVers. So you can actually, if say you're going to be off and at home for 2 weeks, you can actually call them up and have them suspend the service. So you're not paying for that if you're not in the truck watching it. Or, you know, if you're out for a long period of time, or say you just, you know, don't want to have it for a month, you can call them, they'll suspend it, and you don't have to worry about paying that. It's really meant for that kind of use. We basically just leave it on all the time because we're in the truck more than we're at home, and we actually have an extra receiver that we have at home, so we can call up when we're home and we can just turn that receiver on with the dish that we have there as well and suspend it. So that's really a great option with this dish and receiver also. So just wanted to jump on and talk to y'all a little bit about the satellite dishes, what we've had, what we've experienced, in case some of y'all may be thinking about getting satellite TV or didn't even know that that was an option to do on your truck while you're out on the road. And you could do it on a tractor trailer and a cargo van too, you know, not just a straight truck like we have. So it's really a great option. If any of y'all have any other experiences with any of the satellite dishes, any other suggestions of the satellite dishes that you know of or have, leave it in the comments for other people. We'd appreciate that. And again, if y'all ever have any questions about the satellite dish we have or want some recommendations, we'd be happy to do that for you. Leave your questions in the comments, email us, find us on Facebook. And as always, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.